Yo, what's going on, guys? How you doing, man? Lucas here. Welcome to Safe to Say. I appreciate you guys for joining, and welcome to the first episode of Safe to Say. And it's pretty much an outlet for me to express some opinions that I have. Right, a safe place, obviously, to say what I want. And you guys are welcome to say whatever you want, honestly, towards me. The thing about this, man, I started this. I didn't start this for any clout. I'm not starting this. I'm not doing this for any clout. I literally feel like I have a lot of information that could be spread in the right way, and I feel like the best person to hear it from is me. So, with that said, we got about 20 minutes on this memory card, honestly. Like I said, this is my first take. And we're going to go further with this. And I'm going to try to give it once a week. But honestly, with current events and with things that are happening every single day, sometimes it gets complicated for me to get to this particular spot and kind of get it done. So overall, we could just start off by talking about I had a lot of police contact, honestly, in my life. If anybody knows me, in the last 15 years, I've gotten pulled over so many times and never had any real issues, but just the fact of living in Brooklyn and getting pulled over by the police, it's more like a common thing. So we could talk about that, right? Obviously, my opinion on a lot of things are different, so I think that's what's gonna make my podcast something that's that is out of the ordinary, right? Obviously, I have to get comfortable with speaking into this particular camera and all the settings, but as we go, I'm gonna have guests and we'll be able to actually talk about certain things. New York City in a whole, I definitely want to talk about. I have a lot of opinions on my city, and I feel like the best way to get it out is technically to speak about it. Now, a lot of people might not agree with me, which is okay, as long as you know that in the back of your head I might be right, not necessarily right to you or for everything that's happening, but excuse me. Yeah, so look, I got a little bit of some rum punch that I put into this cup right here, left over, and a friend actually gave this to me. She's from the Caribbean, and it's definitely a go-to, so I'll keep that. That's good. It's real good. Whew. So, pretty much, you guys are gonna sit down with me, and we're gonna have a conversation, and we're gonna talk about some stuff in the world that might not be easy to talk about. How men feel, right? How a dad feels. I have a 2-year-old son at the moment. Right? How does my emotions affect my parenting? Right? Me being a part of his life. What do I think? Because honestly, me growing up, I didn't really have my dad around. I mean, I know a lot of people may be familiar with that, right? But I said there's one thing I'm gonna guarantee in this world is that my son never has to go through that. So 2 years in, the kid is amazing, and all I have to do is guide him through that journey. So that may seem relevant to a lot of people, right? And then we have the aspect of just living in New York City, right? And to do and don't do. So living in New York City, doing things that you shouldn't do, and things that just come upon us. Then also growing up in NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority, right? There's so many people in New York City that live in the projects particularly, and have to find a way out, right? But they seem to be stuck, all right? Everybody's kind of stagnant. Nobody really moves. And look, Jesus Christ. I can't do nothing, guys. You see it. You see it already. I obviously can't do nothing. So yeah, let's come back to this in 1 second. So we're obviously gonna clip all of this, but the point is that right, growing up in NYCHA again is not necessarily easy. So there's a bunch of stuff that we can relate. Like I said, growing up in New York City, telling you how different the boroughs are, it's it's an understatement, right? And then sometimes also growing up in this environment, which I've learned recently, makes you prone to violence, okay with all the stuff that happens in New York City, and honestly, it shouldn't be. So there's a lot of things we got to figure out, right? I also want to talk about political individuals, things that they're doing with our communities, with our neighbors, right? And more or less what they're not doing. Um, so again, I have a lot of content. Honestly, it's all in my head, and it's gonna take a while for you guys to actually see it. But if you can see that I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, you'll know that it's literally the truth. This is not scripted or anything like that. This is literally coming from the next word in my head. So I don't want to take up too much of your time because honestly, this was the first episode, and we just wanted to kind of touch base on what exactly we were gonna do. But this is pretty much the standard. Again, I will come up with a topic. I will then dissect this topic into my opinion. We could possibly go online. If the live is jumping at the time, we could, Instagram live or something like that. We could ask questions, right? And go from there. And we could do a 30-minute, 40-minute episode weekly just to kind of get our culture back on the same page, right? Also, there's another thing that, females is huge. It's very, very huge, right? Now, a lot of us are taken, all right? There's a lot of single guys out there, a lot of single females, a lot of taken females. Nonetheless, all of us have the same exact issues when it comes down to actually being with another person. So maybe we could all shed light on that. I could tell you my opinions of how I feel about certain things, and again, it's your opinion also to tell me that I'm wrong. But if you're watching, have an open mind. I honestly don't mean negative by a lot of things I say. I just try to keep it real. So like I've heard before in the past, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And for whatever reason, I may have a rough way of saying certain things, but if you think about it in a different context, it's not that bad. I would never disrespect anybody particularly, on purpose, honestly. So as we move forward, I guess you'll see that, and hopefully the people that are about to comment or think about, chastising me, they'll take my words and put it into a different context and possibly, change the narrative. So yeah, first episode complete. I honestly want to thank you guys for watching this long. Make sure you subscribe. The only way for me to keep on doing this and know that everybody likes it is to subscribe. And moving forward, right, feed me some information so I could end up giving you guys what you want also, right? That's how it works. So, thank you for watching. Safe to say, episode 1. And see you on the next one.